Well, if we're gonna find any ghosts, we better split up.
You're listening to Never Split Up, a horror movie podcast.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Never Split Up podcast. My name's Nolan. As always, I'm with Anthony, and today is episode 102. We have a very special Halloween episode for you guys. We are doing a top 10 of our favorite remakes in horror history. And to join us to tackle this task, this monumental task, as Anthony is always stressed before we do these lists, is frequent guest Oriana Nichelle. What's up, Oriana?
Not much. I'm doing so good, and I hate that we have to make a hard list.
Yes.
Thank goodness for honorable mentions. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
Yep. You're speaking just like Anthony. So I believe he says that every time we make one of these lists, right, Ant?
Yep. I'm drinking because these lists stress me out. So
these are all your babies, and you just feel so.
I know. I hate
Guilt,
it.
though, the guilt just like comes over, and you're like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun. I have a drink, Ant. You have a drink. This is Halloween week. We're releasing this episode, I believe, the day before Halloween. So happy Halloween, everyone. Hope you get a bunch of candy and trick-or-treaters and you celebrate the way you normally celebrate. Watch your horror movies. What are you guys going to be watching on Halloween? What's your tradition every year?
I always have to watch at least like the original Halloween. It's just always like I save it all month, and if I don't watch it at the beginning, then I definitely watch it on actual Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Yeah, throughout the week, I do like installments of the Halloween franchise, and then on Halloween, I always have to do like Hocus Pocus, Trick or Treat, and the OG Halloween, and then I always do like Halloween and Halloween 2 back to back, or like Halloween and Halloween H2O. I have stuff playing in the background all day when I'm like outside, because I like on Halloween. I like to this year I'm gonna sit in the driveway, have a cooler of beer, and watch the kids go up and get their candy and get scared by the decorations, and just have my mom and some neighbors come over and just drink and have. I want it to be like a party in front of my house, so I have a playlist set to like play through the house and play outside to scare everybody, have some fun music and scary music, and it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good vibe. I'm excited.
I hope the weather holds up. It might rain. Looks like Thursday.
I checked. Friday, I keep checking, and now finally it said like it's not supposed to anymore on Friday. I'm like,
yeah, I think Thursday is going to be like the washout. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same. I'm OG Halloween, and then me and my wife, we watch Trick or Treat together. She loves Trick or Treat, so that's got to be on Halloween. And obviously, I have the list leading up to the day, of course, and I feel like I'm always behind every year on like the movies I have to watch. There's so many, but yeah, it's crazy that we're already here the week of Halloween. It's just insane. This time is flying by. Ant, why don't you recap some of our last couple episodes before we dive into it? And I don't know if you ran any polls or not recently.
I think we're caught up for polls except for our most recent episode because we released that a little late, so I wanted to give that breathing room. But yeah, our 100th episode was Hereditary. That was a biggie for us. Noel and I are both big on that movie, so that was a really fascinating discussion. It's one of my favorite movies, so go check that out. And then we just released It 2017 and It Chapter 2, a big combo episode to coincide with the Welcome to Derry premiere that I still have to watch. But yeah, check those episodes out. That's good. They were awesome time, and I can't wait. I'm hearing really good things about the Welcome to Derry show, so I kind of want to binge it, but I don't know if I'm able to wait.
I watched last night. It's good. I'm still kind of iffy about the kids, but I think I just have to warm up to it. But I like it.
Yeah, I watched it last night. It's solid. It brings you right back into those Derry vibes. I did a great job of kind of bridging the gap between the movies and the show. So that's cool. But yes, guys, let us know what you think of Welcome to Derry. We just came out with that double feature review. And yeah, we're just rolling right along. Before we really get into it, we actually have a special kind of announcement, I guess, and some news regarding the podcast. So we've been going strong for a while. We've made it past 100 episodes. But because we have Oriana on the podcast this week, we thought it was a good time to announce that we are going to be slowing down the podcast. We're not leaving at all. We're just not doing weekly anymore. We're going to be doing maybe 1 or 2 episodes a month, but we're going to be focusing on quality over quantity. And that means that Oriana has agreed to come on as a full-time host of the podcast. So welcome, Oriana, to the Never Split Up podcast.
Thank you for having me. You were my first podcast to ever be on. And immediately after the first episode, I was like, I love talking horror with these guys. Like, it just feels like just good vibes. And like, no matter if we have different opinions, like I respect both of your guys' opinions so much. And so like, it's always a blast to guest on it. So when Nolan asked, I was like 100% yes. So I'm super stoked. I'm really excited.
We're stoked too, and the feeling's mutual. I remember the first time we had you on, Ant was the one who was like, because Ant, I interacted with you on Twitter and stuff beforehand. Ant didn't really know you as much, so I was like, we have this guest coming on. I really think she's going to vibe with us, but you never know. Obviously, when you meet for the first time on video. But right after the episode, I think Ant was the one who was like, yeah, she's awesome. Like, she just fits perfectly. So we're so excited to have you. All of our episodes that we've done in the past, guys, if you haven't checked those episodes out, check them out. They're all fantastic, and we're excited to have a third voice as a regular on the podcast. So welcome.
Yes. Cheers. Let's get to it.
Cheers. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So without further ado, also, side note, longtime listeners will know that we do honorable mentions. We are still doing honorable mentions, but we're switching it around a little bit. We're going to do them kind of in the middle of our list, not to spoil the back half of our list too much. So we're going to get right into it with our number 10s and save our honorable mentions to do them a little bit later. So without further ado, Oriana, you are our guest of honor this episode. Why don't you kick us off with your top 10 list, your number 10 pick for favorite horror remake?
So this one, I'm going to shoot it back to the 2000s, and that is going to be House on Haunted Hill. I watched this one so much growing up that I love it. And it's one that I watched the remake before I saw the original, and I really dig the remake a lot more. So that's one I always recommend when people are like, what like remake should I watch? I'm like, you should start off with this one. This one's a good one. It's got that it's just got that perfect like early 2000s vibe, when we were all watching like House of Wax. Well, that's like later, but just what was it? House of Wax and then some others. And it's one that I feel like doesn't get talked about a whole lot, but it's a good remake. So that one is at number 10. I had to put someone low.
I think that's going to be a theme is early 2000s. I mean, it was the golden age for remakes, and we all kind of grew up in that time period. So I think there's going to be a lot of early to mid 2000s in this episode. So okay, Ant, you want to go next, or you want me to go next? I'll let you pick.
I can go next. Okay, that's a great pick, by the way. I love meat. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so guys, you're going to see a lot of late 90s, 2000s on this list. But before I go, just because I'm a crazy person, this doesn't include, like, Nolan and Oriana have their own rules. I didn't include, like, any adaptation remakes, so, like, there's going to be no It on my list because it's an adaptation. And even I went as far, people are going to, like, put their pitchforks out, but I didn't even include The Thing because it's technically a novella adaptation. So I didn't include John Carpenter's The Thing. And also, the big one I didn't include that would have been on my list, because technically it's in the same continuity and technically a sequel if you watch through the credits and you talk to the directors. I didn't put Evil Dead 2013 on my list because technically it's a reboot, not a remake.
Okay, I would argue technically it's not, but okay.
It is, though, if you see that.
No, I mean, according to the filmmakers, it's okay, yeah, we'll get it.
No, he said, they say it's in the same world and continuity. So I said, nope, I'm not doing it. All right. Just to put that out there, I have a few, those are my little,
Okay, yeah, I mean, I pretty much have the same rules. I feel like that's pretty standard rules. Yeah, I didn't include stuff that was like, like all the Dracula movies. They're not remakes, they're just adaptations of books. So I did the same thing, and I don't have The Thing. So
okay, yeah, so we're kind of on the same page. All right, so with saying that, my number 10, I'm a 2000s guy, so my number 10 is going to be Friday the 13th from 2009. Marcus Nispel coming in with 2000s horror remakes. I just love this one because I feel like it's what I love the most about the first Friday the 13th movie, the first 4 Friday the 13th OG movies in one movie. I'll never forget being in the theater and seeing that pre-title sequence. It's like 25, it's like a mini short Friday the 13th movie before the title drops. And if you know me, I love a title drop and I love a prologue. I love it so much. We get the whole backstory in that opening and then we're just sped up. I love Sackhead Jason, so that opening is like one of my favorite horror movie openings of the last, whatever, since 2000. I just think it's a vicious Jason, but it's paying respect to everything that came before. It has the fun, but it has the meanness of like the earlier entries before it gets a little too hokey for me. And I just love me some I love me some Derek Mears being in horror movies, and he's such a vicious Jason. It's everything we love. It's drugs, sex, blood, chase scenes, and that's what I come to Friday the 13th for. And I think that Marcus Nispel did a hell of a job. It's filmed awesome. I feel like I'm at the lake. I missed a little bit of the vibe from the OG because I could tell that was like New Jersey lake vibes. I know this was filmed somewhere else, but I just love this one so much. We got Jared Padalecki in there. We got Danielle Panabaker, who I wish was the final girl, but they give you a little gut punch at the end when she's taken out, and his sister's the one who's the final girl. I just think it's doing everything a Friday the 13th movie should do and everything a remake should do. So I really, really love this one. It's towards the top tier of my like Friday the 13th franchise ranking too. So I love it. Friday the 13th, 2009.
Okay, great. Solid start for both of you. Okay, number 10 for me is, I mean, these are all bangers. This was kind of a last minute decision. It was between this and another movie, but this just slipped into my top 10. I know, Ant, you'll be happy. It is House of Wax, released in 2005.
Oh,
House
yeah.
of Wax. This movie is just, it's probably the darling of my list. I mean, I just have so much fun with this film. And talk about a film, especially in 2005. I feel like it was a time when critics and society were especially hard on horror movies, especially ones like this that were just trying to have fun and not take themselves serious or try to really, I don't know, like be super crazy with the scares. This movie is scary, but it also knows how to have fun. You talk about the cast. I mean, the cast is amazing. You have Alicia Cuthbert, Paris Hilton, Chad Michael Murray. What's his name from John Abrahams is in it. Jared Padalecki. It's so fun to kind of go back and watch all these actors just have fun with this film, and the concept is amazing. I know it's a remake. I wasn't too familiar with the original when I first watched this. I watched this before the original, so the concept was so cool and creepy to me, and it has some of the most infamous kills in horror. All the kills are really cool, and the final act is super suspenseful. I love how intense the final act is. You're not quite sure like if they're going to make it out or what's going to happen. And yeah, this is just a gem of a film, and I'm glad that it's one of the movies that's really getting a resurgence as of late.
Oh,
People
as
are
it
really
should.
starting to appreciate it more for sure.
Oh, I love that pick so much. I feel like every 2000s horror remake has terrible reviews, and now people are like, "Why did we give them bad reviews? They were awesome." That's because horror was hated on back in the
So
day,
much.
just because it was horror. But now I'm like, these movies are like, yeah, these movies are all bangers. And I'm happy I see House of Wax getting so much love now because I was like, damn it, like kind of like didn't do well when it came out. I'm like, I remember being there opening night. I'm like, this is one of my favorite movies. I wore that DVD out so fast. But it's funny now. Jared Padalecki is a horror remake boy. He was already on our list twice, and we just started.
Yes. Yep. Definitely. All right, Oriana, why don't you give us your number 9?
So number 9 is one remake that I thought was done really well, and that was the Carrie remake. I personally like it better than the second one, the second Carrie, and I was really worried when I first went to watch this one because it when you do remakes, you don't want the same thing. But what I liked about this one is even though it came to like the same story, I felt that Chloe just did an amazing job embodying Carrie but without making it exactly the same. She definitely made it her own. And I really like this remake. And I think they did a really good job making it something that felt familiar, but also newer.
Cool to see some Carrie love on this episode. That is I would say a borderline hot take. That movie gets a lot of flack.
It
And again, like
does.
similar to Anthony, think it gets a lot of unnecessary flag too.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid remake. Yeah, for sure. It doesn't branch as far away. I like when my remakes kind of take a little bit more liberties, if you will. But it does kind of play it safe in that regard. But you're right. They do bring some layers, especially with the performances and Chloe. It's definitely a solid remake for sure. I could see if someone were to watch that carry first and then the original, them preferring that one just because it's so similar, but the performances are still there.
I mean,
Yeah, I like all of them.
Yeah, nothing beats like OG Carrie, but I remember like just being very impressed with it because I was
Yeah.
gonna be a hater going in, and then I came out and I was like, all right, wasn't
Yeah.
terrible.
I love when that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with the OG Carrie, so I remember going into that one being like, oh no, and then I was like, oh, I'm positive on this one. I dug this one. So yeah, that's always good to see. I love being surprised by a remake. Um, all right, my number 9. I can't choose whether or not I like Friday 13th, 1980 or 2009 more, but I like my number 9 more than the OG. Is my number 9 is The Crazies from 2010.
Nice.
Oh, this movie is a banger. I remember going to see this in the theater, and I was like, am I watching like a January, February winter horror movie that's a masterpiece right now? Because I'm obsessed with this one so much. I wasn't as familiar with the George Romero OG, but I remember seeing it. It was super. I mean, that's like low budget. So I think they just did what a remake should do is they went, bigger and better, but they didn't sacrifice the story. And I mean, you know me, I'm a Scream guy, so I love me some Timothy Olyphant. He's amazing. He's my leading man. I love him. And Radha Mitchell, she's in a bunch of Australian horror. So I love them too as leads. And I just think that Danielle Panabaker, she's on my list twice again too. I didn't even think of that.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we have some really cool, like, I like how the opening, like 20 minutes, you just have really unsettling scenes before all hell breaks loose. I'll never forget this scene when the guy like just locks his kid and the mom in the house and sets the house on fire, and they don't get out. They die. I'm like, oh, it's going there. And I love me when a horror movie goes there. So I love that. I love the build up. There's some really suspenseful scenes. I'll never forget like the hospital scene when they're like strapped to the bed and he's like walking around with the axe and stabbing each bed. I love that. It's just a great time, and I love the build up. And usually movies like this, I feel like they always disappoint me with the third act, and this one I just feel like it keeps building and building and building to a natural ending, and I love it. It has heart, it has blood, it has suspense, it has horror. I'm all about this one. It's really, really, really excellent remake, and I prefer it to the original.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely prefer it to the original as well. I mean, it's everything a remake should be. Like
Yeah.
you said, Anthony, it's taking a movie from decades prior that didn't have the budget and didn't have the technology to kind of really do the story justice, at least in my mind, and they kind of bring it into the new age and kind of do it justice. So that's a great pick. Okay, number 9 for me is another biggie. I know for you, and it's a biggie. It's The Hills Have Eyes, 2006.
Oh.
The Hills Have Eyes,
Oh.
number 9. I actually just watched this last week. Jackie had never seen it before, so I knew I
How
was
does she
making
do?
this list, and she did good. She liked it. She liked it a
Good.
lot.
Good.
I originally had this a bit higher, I will say. I did my rewatch, and it slipped a little bit to no fault of its own, really. Just I was a little foggy on my remembrance. I watched this movie so much as a kid. I think it was just like always on TV. Like reruns were always playing on like Sci-Fi or whatever, like one of those like, horror movie channels. So it was like a comfort movie for me indirectly. I don't think I'd even owned it on DVD, but I always found myself watching it. So I have like a lot of nostalgia with this film. The main thing that holds it back and why it's not horror higher for me is that fucking family. That dumbass family might be the dumbest family in horror movie history. Uh, I'm excited to cover this one in the future. I know, Ant, you're eager to cover this one, but yeah, it's solid. It's really creepy. It's well done. I like the sequel too. I think the sequel's pretty good, but this original remake is really well done.
I mean, yeah, it's my baby. So yes, I'm obsessed with
One
Hills
of
Have
dumb
Eyes.
family. We also have another dumb family, which is on my list, but that one's a good
That's why
one,
we love horror.
right?
Yep. All right, number 8. Let's go.
Okay, so my number 8 is actually your number 9, which is The Crazies,
Oh,
because
nice.
what I loved about this one, so the original is very, it like that first scene really does hit, but then a lot of that film is kind of a lot of like talking and like
Right.
it's good, but this one with the remake and kind of taking it from the point of view of like the sheriff instead of like the volunteer firefighter, like I really liked that they changed it up and then they actually went there and they made like it was really intense, like the scene where they're just like watching everyone just kind of get like torched at like that. It's just a lot of scenes. So that one was my number 8 because it was just it holds up. Like it's a very great remake. Like I don't see why anyone would hate on it. So
Our
that
first
one was
overlap.
right. Yeah.
All right,
Love
cool.
it.
All right, Ant.
All right, so we're on number 8, right? Okay. My number 8, we're going to get into one of my heroes, a remake of his movie, where my number 8 is The Last House on the Left from 2009, a remake of Wes Craven's 1972 original. The reason why I have this on my list is because I don't prefer one or the other, but the original almost feels like you're watching a snuff film, like it feels real. So that's Wes Craven really like got a lot of flack. Like that was a groundbreaking, violent, for when it came out. Just it feels even when you watch it now, like the scenes are so prolonged. Whereas the 2009 remake doesn't sacrifice any of the grittiness and meanness because it really does go there. I remember my mom was the best. She like took us to see it, me and a couple of friends, and the theater owner literally like pulled my mom aside like, do you know what happens in this movie? Obviously, you know, there is sexual assault and rape in this movie. So she's like, had to have a talk with my mom. She's like, yeah, no, they're going to go see the horror movie. So I love my mom. But I love that the remake still goes there, but it does feel more like a Hollywood movie. So it differentiates itself from the OG. And I just love me a revenge movie. I think Monica Potter and Tony Goldwyn as the parents are so badass. I remember like feeling so disgusted in the first half, and then I'm friggin' like fist bumping in the second half. The moment that like, Monica Potter kills on Aaron Paul, right from then on, she kills they go kill everyone. I'm like, oh, I love my revenge horror, and doesn't get better than Last House on the Left. So I just really think that the remake took it up a notch with the actual gore, but whereas the original is just more gritty and mean and like slimy, where the remake had the meanness but made it a little more Hollywood. And like when we got the revenge part, we're like, yeah, kill them, let's get the bloody stuff, and it felt more like fist pump cheering mixed with the emotions and everything. And Sarah Paxton, she was great as a daughter. There's some heartbreaking scenes when the dad finds out something happened, and it brings tears to your eyes, and then you have 20 minutes later, we're like, yeah, let's get those bastards and kill them. So I'm obsessed with this one. I love it. I remember the ending with the microwave scene. The crowd literally cheered in the theater with that ending. So I really, really love The Last House on the Left 2009, and I'm never forget that theater experience.
Cool. Solid pick. I know you kind of, I think more than me, love like your revenge horror a little bit more than me.
Oh,
so
I do.
I'm not surprised that was on your list. So yeah, good solid pick. All solid picks so far, for sure. Okay, number 8. I have our first holiday remake. I have Black Christmas, released in 2006.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah is right. Talk about a stack cast for us 90s, 2000s kids. I mean, you got Lacey Chabert, you got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Katie Cassidy, the Queen Katie Cassidy. You have the late, great Michelle Trachtenberg. And then you have Andrea Martin returning. And it's such a fun film. Again, this is what I love about remakes. They kind of pay respect to the original, the OG, but they differentiate themselves and bring it into a new light for new audiences. And I was hooked as soon as I saw this movie. I mean, not only was it eye candy for a teenage boy like me, but it was just so fun. It had everything I like in a slasher film. It's a holiday film, which I always go for, especially winter horror. I love winter horror. And this is another movie. It was kind of released, 2006, like mid 2000s, and it was, not well received. I don't know how much money it made, but now it's like had this resurgence, and I'm so happy to see, at least on like film Twitter and stuff. I know people eat this movie up, and there's always, debates about which is better. I think nothing touches the original because it's so groundbreaking. It's so hard to compare the two though, because this one does feel so different, and this is just a remake firing on all cylinders. So yeah, number 8 for me, Black Christmas. So fun.
Another one of my babies. I love Black Christmas so much.
All right. As we're doing 7 now?
Yep.
Yes.
Number
All right,
7.
so I am going to go with a fairly new one, and that's
Ooh.
Nosferatu. I love the original. The original for me is kind of like just like a classic to watch. So going into this, I had like a lot of high hopes, and I was impressed by Bill Skarsgård's performance. I love the cinematography, and obviously, you know, we get an actual like voice and things. It's not silent, so adds that element to it. But for me, I love this film. I know it's get some people consider it not horror, some people say it wasn't that great and it's mid, but for me, it checked off all of it. Like it's just one of those films that I see myself rewatching and just as much, if not more, than the original. And
Yes.
that may not be because it's not a silent film, but I think it's a beautiful film. And I mean, I love the makeup and everything in it. It's just there's so much to it that I really love. So that's why it's my number 7 remake.
Yeah. Noel and I saw that on Christmas Day
Yes.
Ugh.
last
I
year.
have the 4K and I've already watched it like
So
so many times. It's such a comfort film for me. Robert Eggers is my favorite working horror director right now, so you're speaking my language.
yeah, I'm
I'm
just
so
happy like Nosferatu was the first like finally the Robert Eggers movie to be like, okay, I love him. Like finally he had a movie that was made for me. So I really love that one too. That's a great pick. My number 7 though, we have another overlap with Oriana. It is House on Haunted Hill from
Oh,
1999.
nice.
I grew up with this movie and I'm obsessed with it. It's everything that I love in a horror movie. Um, I love the opening. I always remember like rewinding and rewatching the opening sequence at like the amusement park. I love when they played the trick on the roller coaster. I love that. I think that Jeffrey Rush is doing a hell of a homage to Vincent Price. He's so damn good. And you got my horror girly Ali Larter in this. I love my girl Ali Larter, and I know all the kids on Twitter. I don't really agree with like serving cunt and all that. But if you want to see someone serve cunt, go watch Famke Janssen in this movie, and goddamn, she is a star. I love her so much. She is so you hate her as Evelyn, but you love her so much at the same time. It's so weird because I'm like, God, I hate you. I want you to die. But I'm like, don't leave the screen yet. I want you to be in the whole movie. I love you. So it's so good. It's just a fun movie, but it also has super scary and bloody scenes. I appreciate that for a supernatural horror movie. This is rated R. That opening scene in like the mental hospital. I remember when they get the pencil and like stab him in the neck, and it's pretty bloody and gnarly. And I just love this movie. I have such a good time. You have like Marilyn Manson's "Sweet Dreams" playing when they're like going up to the house. I'm like, did they just make this movie catered to Anthony? So I'm like, yeah, I love this one. It's one of my favorite remakes, and every time I have to watch this one every October because it just gets me in such a good, spooky, fun mood. So I love this one so much.
And the soundtrack is just it's a good
Oh,
soundtrack.
so good. It's so good.
Cool. All right. You guys are vibing with I think you guys have 2 overlaps so far.
Yeah, I think House on Haunted Hill and Crazies. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
in my own league right now. I know it's going to change. Definitely going
it's
to
gonna
change with
change.
my picks, but yeah. Okay, and I'm going to continue that trend with no overlaps so far. My number 7, and I know we just talked about this, but I consider it a remake. It's Evil Dead 2013. Fuck, this movie rips, man. It is
It's so good.
so good. I know it would be on your list if you
It,
considered it for your
it would
criteria.
be top 5.
This movie, I mean, it's got my personal goat of the franchise, Jane Levy, who plays Mia. She is my favorite final girl of the franchise because she has that kind of 2-pronged approach where she is the villain and then she's the final girl. It's chef's kiss. It's so good. This was such a great call, whatever you want, remake, reboot, reimagining, whatever. I'm including it in my list. I couldn't keep it out. I understand what you're saying, Ant, but I think the consensus is it is a remake. I've looked online. Did some research before this episode, and I'm gonna roll with it. It's so well done. I mean, Fede Alvarez, it's his best work to date in my mind. It's my favorite project he's done, and yeah, this movie just goes so hard, and it's got some
It's
great
so good.
memorable characters that make some really dumb choices but are super memorable, and it's got some people you really want to root for, especially our final girl, and it's got all the blood in the world. And yeah, it's my favorite installment in the Evil Dead franchise. We've talked
Yeah.
before, and I'm not a huge fan of the franchise in general. I do like some entries and I do think they're fun, but this movie, at least to me, takes it to another level and is like a borderline masterpiece. So I had to include it on the list. That's my number 7.
Oh, it's a banger. It's a banger.
It
I
is.
mean, when you have a 1-2 punch of Jane Levy going feast on this motherfucker with a chainsaw and then saying "Go back to hell, bitch." I'm not one to like be vocal and like yell in the theater, but I think I actually jumped out of my seat when she did that 1-2 punch. I was like, "Fuck, this is amazing." I'm obsessed with that movie.
All right.
All right. Well, we're about to have another overlap because Evil Dead
Oh,
was
Nice.
my
There we
number
go.
6. It's just
all
that
right.
one, like the original Evil Dead didn't creep me out when I first watched it, but this one
Yeah.
did. And when she's like peeking out from underneath the floorboards, like like creepy as fuck. And then there's like the scene with the like the glass and then just in the bathroom. It's like burnt inside my brain. So I don't know. I don't care. I know that we have the Ash fans, like they love him, but I like
love
it.
me
I
Ash.
love this remake. Like
Yeah.
I think that especially ones following after this one kind of hold with that like less comedic that the originals kind of went into and kind of held that like more creepy, scary, supernatural factor. So it holds up for me as a remake. And I know what you're saying is like it kind of goes in like the chronological like order, but I feel like it really is still a remake because it's very, very similar, you know? So
Is this where does
one.
this rank? Is this like at the top for you for the franchise?
I mean, I'm an Evil Dead Rise lover. I
Okay.
loved
I
that
love
one.
Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
That one is kind of my top right
Really?
now. It kind
Gotcha.
of
Yeah.
goes, but so yeah, I'm an Evil Dead Rise.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, this one fights with the OG, but this is my favorite of the franchise as well, the 2013,
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
reboot, whatever you want to call it. But all right, so that was number 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right, so
Yes, that was her number 6. Yep.
all right, so Nolan, we're finally gonna have an overlap because my number 6 is Black Christmas from
Nice.
2006. One of my babies. Just to piggyback off what you said, I mean, the cast is banger. Katie Cassidy is like a horror remake queen. Please bring her back to horror. I love her so much. I mean, the whole cast, Lacey Chabert, Michelle Trachtenberg, we listed them off. They're all amazing, and seeing them interact together is awesome. My heart broke when some of them went because I love them so much. But this is what a remake should do because every Christmas I watch the OG and this one back to back. And the OG I love so much because it's just so mean and dark. It has some dark dialogue and it's not trying to be light and fun. This one just goes full campy, cheesy gore to the max. And whenever I watch them both back to back, I'm like, don't feel like I'm watching the same thing, even though they have the same kind of lore. They're both very different movies, and that's what I think a remake should be, where you're paying respect to the OG, but you're trying to like flip it on its head a little bit, do something different. And I actually think the remake, hands down, has more Christmas atmosphere than the OG. I'm not saying it's better than the OG. I love them both kind of equal because they are so different, but the remake is like throwing up Christmas, much like Trick or Treat throws up Halloween. So I just love it so much. I love the over the top gore. I love the camp cheesiness of it all. I love that Katie Cassidy is our final girl. I love when we get a Merry Christmas motherfucker in a movie, and that was in this. It's what I love in a slasher. I love fun, over the top violence, and great set pieces. And this movie just delivers on all fronts for me.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, perfectly said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that film so much. I can't wait to watch it. I like every year. I just can't wait to watch it for Christmas season.
It's so much fun.
Okay. Number 6 for me. I couldn't let this episode go by the wayside without mentioning my favorite franchise of all time. It's Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I'm in shock kind of that it's
2007.
on your I'm kind of surprised that it's on
Really?
your list.
I mean, come on, man. It's Michael Myers. It's Halloween. It is not my favorite in the franchise, but this is my favorite franchise of all time. And this film, I think, is a really solid remake. We've talked, and I mean, we've covered Halloween to death at this point. We're still not done, obviously, but we've done our franchise rankings. So listeners will know that this isn't so high, and I don't like the sequel at all. It's at the bottom of my list, but this first one I think is a really solid reboot, reimagination of all the characters. And I think Tyler Mane as Michael Myers is super scary, obviously super brutal. Some of the set pieces in this film are so well done. You have Danielle Harris returning in a supporting role, so that's really cool to see. Kind of a nod to the to the Thorne trilogy. You have Scout Taylor Compton. I think she does a good job. Again, nobody touches Jamie Lee Curtis, but I don't think she was trying to touch Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she did her own thing. And I really appreciate this. Malcolm McDowell, I think, is a really solid Loomis. Again, he brings enough new to the character that it's different enough. You could definitely tell he's emulating the original Donald Pleasance, but he does bring kind of his own flavor. So I just think this is really solid. And like I said, it's Michael Myers on the big screen, so I'm always gonna have a soft spot for it. I remember seeing this. This was actually my first Halloween movie I saw in theaters ever. Came out in 2007. Did you see Resurrection in theaters? Because I did not see that in theaters. I was a little too young, I think. So I didn't get to see that one in theaters. So this was my first one in theaters, and I remember just being so amped up, so excited to see it. And I was like genuinely scared the first time I saw it. I was, a teenager, and it was pretty intense. That whole third act was like really cool. Some of the chase scenes, and yeah, I love me some Halloween, so I'm always going to try to include it whenever I can.
Oh, where is this in your actual franchise ranking? I can't remember. Do you remember?
This might
Sorry,
be,
not to put you on the spot.
What, how many? Like 13 total?
13.
This might be maybe like 8 or 9, maybe 8.
Okay, it's my number 10. I mean, I'm positive on it. I just
Yeah.
I just think it's I think it's a mess, but I am positive on it. I actually prefer some of the earlier stuff because it's Rob Zombie doing his thing, and the second half to me is just like more of a rush version of the OG.
Yeah,
so
I remember you saying it. Yeah, it's number 9 for me, so it's not, it's kind of right in the middle.
I think if they pulled the rug out from us and did a flip and made Annie the lead versus Laurie, because I really connected with Daniel Harris the most in those two movies. But I respect that pick. I am positive. I'm positive on all Halloween movies. It's my second favorite franchise. But damn, it's pretty high for you. Because I know obviously the OG is the OG, but the remake's pretty high for you. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just, if it wasn't Michael Myers and Halloween, it wouldn't be so high.
Yeah,
but I always go back to it because it's Halloween, so I had to kind of give it its flowers. Yeah.
I love Rob Zombie.
Okay.
All right, we're in the top 5 now. This is getting crazy.
5. All right. So
here we go.
Number 5, we have another overlap, and I'm going off of pure nostalgia because I love it. And that is going to be House of Wax. The scene with the Achilles and Paris Hilton is running always gets me. And I just remember Paris Hilton getting a lot of shit at the time, and when she was starring in that, and everyone just being like, yeah, in the theater at her dying scene. And so I always have fun with this one, and I'm so excited that it's actually getting the recognition now finally, and people are like, yeah, this is actually really good, and I'm like, I told you. But this is one that it was just one of those comforts where you just like rewatch, put it on, and have fun and get some great kills out of it. But I think it's a pretty solid remake as opposed to like the original. And I haven't watched the original in so long, so I'm not like super knowledgeable in remembering exactly, but I love the remake, so it's in my top 5.
Nice. It's such a rewatchable movie. I mean, it's just put it on at any time, have a good time.
Any scene you could stop and just start watching and just go from there.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there's this scene. Like that actually just happened to me. Jackie was watching it, I think, a week or so ago because she loves this remake too. My wife Jackie, and I was walking by the living room, and it was the one scene where it might have been the ankle scene actually. It was right before the ankle scene, and I'm just like, oh, so I had to sit down and watch. I had to watch. I was like, oh my god, I love this part, and so I feel like you could say that about almost like every part of the movie. It's like, oh man, I love this part. So yeah. So rewatchable.
You guys are making me so happy by giving House of Wax. I know I'm like, hell yeah, redemption for that movie. But all right, I'm going to start my top 5 with a bang too, and it's going to be 2004's Dawn of the Dead remake. I remember seeing this for the first time, and I was kind of like, I love zombie movies, but I was never like, that was never my favorite subgenre. So when I saw this, I'm like, holy shit, I need to reassess and go back and watch all these zombie movies. I was blown away by the opening sequence. Sarah Polley's just a great, great lead actress in this movie. She's so good. I'll never forget how it just goes full throttle within the first 3 minutes. Like, what am I watching? And it really doesn't let up. I like that they pay respect to the OG and have it set at the mall, but this is just so much more bananas than the OG. I love the OG and respect what Romero did, but this just goes full full wild. And it's actually my favorite Zack Snyder movie to this day. I think he just came out of the bat and came out of the gate with a banger. And I really don't think he's been able to live up to how good he was with Dawn of the Dead since then. So I really want him to come back to full. I know he did those whatever movies a couple years ago on Netflix, but let's go back to this R-rated crazy horror. That's what he's meant to do. And I just think this is a ride. This movie is great. We have like Disturbed, Down with the Sickness in it. This is rock and roll 2000s horror. It goes there too. It's very mean. We have zombie babies. We have, just crazy shenanigans in this movie. So whenever I sit down for this one, I know I'm going to have a good time. And I actually like showing people this movie for the first time. They're like, whoa, this movie's wild. I'm like, yeah, it is. And you're going to love it. So I'm really, really, really into this. And there's some really emotional sequence in it too when the girl has to say goodbye to her dad and all that. That's really emotional. And I love that there's a dog in the movie and he doesn't die, like at least within the runtime. I know at the end he kind of runs off from the island, so I'm assuming he's dead. But I love how it kind of subverts some of your typical, horror tropes too. And yeah, this is a banger. I love it so much.
Okay, yeah, definitely, for sure. Top 5, all right. I'm glad it cracked your top 5. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's move it right along. Number 5 for me is going to be an overlap. It's going to be The Crazies, released in 2010.
Yeah, so all of us.
This movie is so good. Every time I go back to this movie, because I don't watch it like yearly. I watch it maybe every few years. I always forget how good it is. And I always say to myself, like, I need to rewatch this more often. But yeah, what you guys said, this movie is so solid. Timothy Olyphant is a great leading man. He plays a sheriff of a small town, just like he was born for that role, I think. Like, he just knocks it out of the park. I think why this movie holds up so well and doesn't feel so mid-2000s is I feel like a lot of movies, especially horror movies of that time, fall into like the pitfall of like the cringy dialogue and like the hokiness. I think that time period was like known for that, and that's why they got shit on. But this movie, this script is so tight and so good. Like you said, Ann, it's so heartbreaking to see kind of the downfall and demise of this rural small town. I love how pretty much every single kill, every single death in this film feels very impactful. Like a movie that has so much death and so many kills, a lot of times it's like, okay, like they were just cannon fodder, like, you don't really care about them, but you can really feel it in the performances of our leads in this film that like they knew everyone that was dying. Everyone, even if they were doing the killing, like you could tell they were like torn up about it. And that's kind of why this movie, while it's maybe a little bit longer on the runtime, it's like an hour and 40 minutes, I think. It doesn't feel that way at all. I mean, it goes from crazy set piece to crazy set piece. There are so many cool set pieces in this film that are amazing. And yeah, this is so solid. This was a film that was started out kind of lower, like maybe like the 8-9 range, and as I thought more about it, it just kept climbing my list as I was making this list, and it ended up at number 5, top 5.
It's a banger. It's on all 3 of our lists.
Yep.
All right. Now for what was it, 4?
Top 4, yep.
Yeah, 4.
All right. Well, have another overlap because I went with Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Nice.
Thought it's either you get the people that love the like Rob Zombie movies or they don't like it at all. And for me, I feel like I fall into the middle because when I first watched this, I think it was my first Halloween in theaters as well. And I just remember it being brutal compared to the original. Like the original, love it. It is what it is. It's a classic. But I remember going like, holy shit, Michael is like terrifying. Like he is like, and I think maybe because we had that relationship with the original where Michael he's brutal, but he's slow walking and he's stalking. And this one, it's just, Rob Zombie really goes there. It might not be like the best in the franchise, but it still like holds up as far as like remakes and doing something that is very reminiscent to the original, but kind of taking it there. So that's why it's ranked. And I love Michael, so I'm going to put it up there.
Awesome. Love to see the Halloween love.
Goat.
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. I respect it. All right, my number 4 is going to be another overlap because we're going to finally this is gonna be the last time we talk about this one. My number 4 is House of Wax from 2005. I mean, this is one of my I remember going to see this opening night, and I was like, "Is this one of my favorite movies of all time now?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." It's amazing. I mean, we have again like my like emo soundtrack. We have My Chemical Romance in it. We have Paris Hilton, who is such a trooper. I was so obsessed. I watched like the documentary. I can't remember if it was on like MTV or whatever, but they had like a making of like leading up to the release, and I was like glued to that. And she was just promoting herself like "See Paris Die," and she was just such a good team player, and she was getting so much hate. And she honestly was awesome in the movie. I'm like, you're killing it right now. Your chase scene is it's on my top 10. Check out our top 10 favorite chase scenes. It's on that list for me too. I think that Alicia Cuthbert's a great final girl in this. I think, like you guys said, some of the moments of like the blood and gore gags, I'll never forget when she's like putting her finger through like the sewer or whatever, trying to get Chad Michael Murray's attention, and he just snaps it off. I was like, oh, the reaction in the theater to that was awesome. And then when he like super glues her mouth shut and she has to open it, I'm like, oh, and then of course the Jared Padalecki, the Achilles scene. I mean, there's so many iconic moments like that. But then I feel like what they took from the OG, which I'm not going to pretend I watch that movie every day, but I've seen it, and this one just takes the wax concept and just goes and intertwines it with an awesome slasher, and that's what I love in horror slashers and like paying respect to the OGs and classics. So I think it does everything a remake should do too, and I think that I really hope I can't pronounce the director's name, but he also directed Orphan, and I love when he goes full force horror. He's been doing like more like action stuff lately. I'm like, yo, come back to horror because you killed it with those 2000s movies, and I want more. But it has everything I want. Great 2000s cast, great kills, great set pieces, great chase scenes, and it actually like feels like I love low budget, but it feels like they put a budget behind this one too. It's Dark Castle, and I miss the Dark Castle horror era, so bring that back too. But yeah, this is one of my favorites, hands down. I had to buy a new DVD because of how much I watched this movie.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before you mentioned this. I was just wondering how high it was going to be. So number 4, okay, that's respectable.
It's up there.
Awesome. Okay, to round out our number 4s, I'm going to go with a biggie for me. And these pretty much, I mean, these are all biggies, but definitely my top 4 are like, I think, solidified. There was no debate for my top 4. It's going to be an overlap with you, Oriana. It's going to be Nosferatu 2024. And this is a remake because it's not an adaptation, because they're remaking the OG Nosferatu, not Dracula, even though the OG ripped off Dracula. There's enough degrees of separation there for me to explain that it's a remake. So I'm glad you had it on your list too, and I'm not the only one. But yeah, I mean, talk about the ultimate comfort film. I had such high expectations for this movie. As you know, I just said Robert Eggers is like my favorite horror director right now, and I don't think he misses. So when this movie was coming out and we had the promos and we saw the cast, William Dafoe, Bill Skarsgård after coming off the heels of Pennywise, I was so amped for this movie. It was my most anticipated. It was probably the most anticipated I've been for a movie in a long time, and I was really hoping and praying that it was not going to let me down, and it fortunately did not let me down. Like you said, Ant, I saw it Christmas Day, and I was blown away. I was really happy, Ant, that it vibed with you, and that we both kind of had that experience together. I've watched the shit out of it since I got it on 4K. I can't wait for this winter so I can actually watch it in the wintertime again and can really get those cozy vibes. I know you mentioned the cast, Oriana, but the cast, I mean, Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp, who just blew everyone away and kind of blew away the doubters, I think. Obviously, William Dafoe, and then I think the unsung hero, Nicholas Hoult, held his own. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, I mean, isn't it Ralph Ineson with his freaking voice? It's just such a great movie from head to toe. The themes they explore, the cinematography, the sound design, the costumes, the makeup, everything. Give it all its flowers. Bill Skarsgård should have won all the awards for his performance, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, number 4, Nosferatu, is just such a banger now. Instant classic for me.
It was amazing. And I was so mad when people are like, it's so mid. And I'm like, it's not though. There's so many layers to it. And it was beautiful, and people can stop.
People can. I think it was my number 4 of 2024 for like top 10 horror movies. So obviously really liked it.
Yes.
Okay, so we are at our top 3, and I think this is a good time to stop and kind of take a breath, get ready for our top
Whew.
3. Let's go over some honorable mentions before we get to our top 3 movies that just quite didn't cut it. We can just kind of fire them off rapid fire. We
Yeah.
could take turns. So, Ant, why don't you kick us off with an honorable mention real quick?
I have My Bloody Valentine from 2009, My Bloody Valentine 3D. That was when the 3D craze was kicking off, and that actually utilized 3D. And I remember that theater experience. I saw it like probably 3 times in theaters because I had so much fun each time I saw that in the theater. It is the epitome of cheesy slasher, but you're making a Valentine's Day horror movie, so that's where you need to go full force cheese. And I just loved it so much. I like the twist, kind of like flips the OG twist. It does the opposite of the OG. You switch who the killer is. And I respect that the OG has that like big chase scene in the mind, which is amazing. But I just love that the remake just went full force, over the top, CGI, blood crazy digital effects mixed with a great cast, fun chase sequences still, but just like messy, gory fun. And the movie's a mess, but I fall in love with it every year when I watch it for Valentine's Day. I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have My Bloody Valentine too on my honorable
Same.
mentions. You too. Okay, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Oh
such
yeah.
a fun film. It didn't crack the list, but yeah, it's great. Another one for me. I'll just rattle off another one is The Invisible Man. I thought that movie
Mhm.
was really really solid. Not quite my cup of tea in terms of like rewatchability. Again, and like the revenge kind of style horror. I like, but I don't love. But that movie is really solid. I love how they kind of brought it into the 21st century. That's a solid
Oh. Okay, so for me, it's gonna be the Amityville Horror remake that
Oh
I
hell
believe it
yeah.
was like 2013 or when it was released. That one, it wasn't bad. I really liked the original, and I thought the original creeped me out. But this one, it's an honorable mention because I think it holds up pretty well as far as like remakes go. But
yeah.
yeah, definitely
Okay.
the Amityville Horror.
I would agree.
That's on my list as well. I think Ryan Reynolds might be one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds performances. He gets like he's a comedy guy, but he goes dark in that movie. And I think that the set pieces all around are better. No, the OG is a classic, and I grew up with that. The music and the score in the OG is better, but I think the actual creepy sequences are better in the remake. And I love Melissa George. She's another underrated horror queen, and she's really good as the wife. And I think that there's again some blood, some cool scenes, and it used to scare me as a kid. When I went to go see it in the theater, I'm like, oh, this is scary. So I really love that one. Pops out at me a lot. But another one for me is another Dark Castle, 13 Ghosts, from 2001. I love that movie. I mean, it's just a fun time. I love everything. But Matthew Lillard is my guy. Shannon Elizabeth. I just think that it just takes the concept of the OG again and just wants you to feel like you're on a haunted house fun ride, and that's what that movie's set out to do, and it definitely succeeded for me. I love that one.
I did not know that was a remake. I'll have to watch the original.
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Just another one quick from me. I don't know if you know this, Ant, but I have a soft spot for like cunty girl boss horror. So I have
Oh,
Sorority Row. I love Sorority Row.
oh,
That's a
I
great
love
film.
Sorority Row.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's a fun movie. Me and my wife love watching that movie. It's just throw on, you have a couple drinks, like you have some people
Yeah,
over, some friends over. That's really
I
fun
love the
time.
lead actress, the final girl in that one. I can't remember her name, but she's awesome.
Yes, yeah, she's awesome. So yeah, shout out to Sorority Row.
Oh, so another one for me, I can't tell if it counts as the remake or an out of like, well, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be in Speak No Evil, the one
Oh
that
yeah, that
just
does.
released, because
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I prefer the original because it pisses me off so
Same.
much,
Yeah.
but this one I felt like it held up. No, like, I went on this whole rant, I was like, "I can't, the father," but no, this one held up for me. I It took me a minute to actually really wanna watch it, but once I watched it, I was like, "Okay, you anger me less," but I think it's a solid remake. I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like that they remade it so soon after the original had released, but, it's not terrible, and I feel like it holds up pretty well, and I like that they did switch up a few things compared to the original, so it's my honorable mention.
Yeah, I thought I was super positive in that one. I like how they flip. Like I prefer the OG too, but I like how they flip the meanness of the OG ending, and you have sort of a crowd pleaser, American remake, which I like that they did something different. But yeah, I'm positive on that one. James McAvoy, he killed it in that movie. So good. I have The Blob from 1988 as a remake on mine. Again, if you want practical effects showcase, go see The Blob. You have child death. You have a great final girl with Shawnee Smith, and it's just what I go to whenever someone's like horror practical effects. I'm like, go watch The Blob. It's an awesome remake. It's so much fun. It's a quick like 85 minutes. I love that movie. Watch it. It's one of my favorite remakes for like creature features.
Yeah. I have one. It was on Ant's list, I believe. When a Stranger Calls. Great,
Oh,
great film, great remake. Oh, it wasn't on your
that's a
list?
good. It wasn't on my list, but I love that remake.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Yeah.
pissed that I didn't even
I
think
was
of that.
confused,
But
but I
yeah.
confused it with the other one that you had. What's the one that was on your list?
One missed call.
Yeah.
No, that's also a good movie too.
Yeah.
I love both of those.
So
That was on
yeah.
my honorable mention too. Was one
Solid.
missed call.
That's like a good like fun PG-13 horrible miss call. I actually really like the When a Stranger Calls remake too. I think that it
Yeah.
extends the opening scene from the OG like really well into a full movie.
Yeah, I really like that one too. I think I saw that one in theaters actually.
So did I.
Yeah.
Being obsessed with the house. The house
Yeah.
was so
So I want to
nice.
live in that house.
Such a cool house. Yeah.
I can have the stranger just stay on your side and let me live there.
I love this so much.
I have just like a few more. I don't know how many you guys
Yeah, me
have,
too.
but we keep going. Yeah, go ahead.
I have Piranha 3D because it's a
Oh.
fucking banger and it's better than the OG and it's so bloody and fucked up and gore. Alexandre Aja, I love him so much. I want him to direct so much horror. But yeah, that's a banger of a movie. It's one of my favorite like movies that pop on the summer. It's sexy. It's just sex, nudity, and so much fucking blood. And come on, who doesn't like that in their aquatic horror? I love it so much. Elizabeth Shue, she's my girl. She's such a badass.
Oh. Mine is another one is The Ring.
Yes.
So that one it's pretty it's I think I watched the original once and I watched the remake first, the American version. So
Yeah.
I really love The Ring and I like actually all of them. I think
Yeah,
this
me
one's
too.
my favorite of the franchise, but that was just I was like I could not put it on the list, but it's not like I have other remakes that I love just a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I'm
What
the
else do
same
you
way.
have?
I have The Ring as well. Honorable mention. It's good. It's a cool slow burn, kind of moody, atmospheric movie. I would have liked to have like a one or two like more set pieces. I think would have taken it over the top, like really cool set pieces. But the ending is really solid. I mean, obviously that's the best part of the film because it's just a build up to that ending. But yeah, The Ring is solid. Another one that's also in the same vein of The Ring. It's an American adaptation. This one just missed my top 10. It was almost number 10 instead of House of Wax. It's Quarantine. I love Quarantine.
I really like Quarantine.
We covered this on the podcast. It's a solid American remake. It's just it's got everything that Rec has, only it's in English pretty much, and it's just really solid. And did it need to be made? Probably not, but I still have fun with it.
Miss Espinoza.
Yeah.
Every time when I first watched that in theaters, I was just like everything
So
with
good.
Miss
I do like how
Espinoza.
they kind of changed the ending too. It made it like a little bit different, so you kind of have two different endings for Rec and for Quarantine. So that was cool.
I think they did that with Mellum and Last Shift.
Mm-hmm.
Those were very similar, but Mellum I think had a little bit of a different ending.
Yeah,
that wasn't my honorable mention, was because I like The Last Shift a lot better. It was just a little bit creepier.
I really love The Last Shift. It's freaky.
It's creepy. And then Mellum was good. I like the what is it, demon at the end with the the head thing. That was cool, but I like Last Shift better.
Last Shift is just fun, creepy, like haunted house horror. It's fucked up.
It's a good one.
I have Maniac from 2012 on my list. I mean, Elijah Wood as a killer. It's I mean, I think the 1980 movie, the guy's creepier, but this one, I mean, again, Alexandre Aja, he wrote this. And I think one of his like producing partners, Frank Colfin, he directed it. But it's so good, and there's so much extreme violence. I'm like, whoa, what's going on in this movie? And it's creepy, and it's just really weird. So I remember the first time I saw this, I was kind of blown away. I'm like, oh, I just blindly bought it because everyone was talking about it. I'm like, whoa, this movie's fucking awesome. So if you guys haven't seen it, I know it's more of like got like a limited release. Definitely like pursue this one because it's a banger.
Cool, cool. I've only seen that once, so I didn't put that anywhere on my list. But yeah, I remember liking it. I have to watch it again because I really
It's
don't
so
remember
good.
much. Yeah. Okay, I just have I think one more. How about you guys?
Same.
Uh, this might be a controversial take, but I like the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I thought it was solid. I don't think it's perfect. I love Jackie Earl Haley. I thought he did a great job, and I don't love the direction they went with his character per se. But I thought he was a really mean Freddy, and arguably it's maybe the scariest and meanest Freddy that we have. But yeah, it's solid. Say what you want about the choices they made with Rooney Mara and with your
Oof.
girl and what's her name,
I
Katie
know.
Cassidy. I know. Again, I don't have an issue with it. It's a little controversial. I think it's fine the way it's structured, and I have fun with it. I'm a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I'm not like a diehard fan that grew up with Freddy as much as I did with Michael and Jason. So maybe that's why I was able to kind of enjoy it a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid remake.
Oof. Yeah. I'm
That
a
one,
diehard fan, but I am positive on the movie. I just think that the CGI ruins Freddy a little bit. And it's so obvious that Katie Cassidy should have been the lead and not Rooney Mara. Like, they should have done another flip and killed Nancy off and made Chris the lead, because it's so obvious that Katie Cassidy was like game and she was going hard. And once she exits, I almost like get less invested in the movie as it goes on. But I'm so positive on that movie too. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, I would agree if they made her Nancy, but you can't kill
Yeah.
Nancy. I mean, that would have been
But
blasphemy.
that would have been like a good thing for a remake.
No.
Let's switch it
Yeah,
up.
no, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I kind of stand by the decision. Now, if you want to say they
Oh, I
should have been
know.
flipped and played different characters, okay. Because she did bring a lot to that performance. And Rooney Mara, I mean, she
Bro,
had that moody
oof.
vibe, and people say that she wasn't interested. But
She
I
was a
mean,
rough
whatever.
Nancy. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's all good. It's not the highlight, yeah, for sure. Nancy is not the highlight of that film. I
No.
agree. Doesn't even touch Heather Langenkamp for sure.
Oh yeah, don't even
I
speak
mean,
them
it's
in
not
the
even the
same
same
sentence.
stratosphere. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm saying it's not perfect. I just think
No,
it was
I'm positive
fine.
on the movie
Yeah, it was
too. I'm
fine.
positive
Yeah.
on that movie.
Okay. Any more guys, or should we keep it rolling?
mm,
I
no,
just
I
really like
just
I like Cape Fear. I like the Cape Fear Robert De Niro. I think
Okay.
that Robert De
Yep.
Niro kills it. Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, and my girl Jessica Lange and Juliette Lewis. I mean, that to me is a great remake, and I get so skeezed out by Robert De Niro. And again, Martin Scorsese goes really violent in that movie. So that's my last one. I just really need to shout that out because I think it's getting another remake as an Apple series. I think I saw that announcement. I can't remember who's playing who, but that'll be interesting. But I really like that one. Robert De Niro again, killed it in that movie.
and yeah, I have Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes
Ooh,
as my other honorable mentions. The only
Okay.
reason they weren't ranked higher was just because of the graphicness that I don't tend to rewatch them as often.
yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why they're on the honorable mentions. But they are solid remakes.
Okay. Cool.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Without further ado, guys, let's get
Top
into
three.
our top three. We
Yeah.
can.
All
I guess we'll
right.
keep the same order. So, Oriana, why don't you kick us off?
So this one is fighting with my second one, but I like my second one better, even though I love this one, and that is 13 Ghosts.
Oh hell
This is
yeah.
like a
Hell yeah.
comfort one. I love this film and all of the story behind the ghosts and the house and everything. So it really fought for number two. It was at number two for a while until the second one I love the remake a little bit more. But yeah, no, this is just a fun watch. I love the soundtrack. I love just like Matthew Lillard in it, where he's trying to be the good guy and help him out while he's still having his comedic humor. Yeah, it's just a solid film. And some of the ghosts are like, I love the Jackal. The Jackal is just one of
So
my favorite
creepy.
ghosts. He's so creepy, and it's a good one.
Does it get more
Lots of different
iconic than that opening? I mean, seriously.
It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
I don't love that film's kind of the way it's, I don't know, built. Like, I don't love the film itself, but I do love the lore behind it, and
I love it.
I want more. Like, I want like a TV show or more movies like explaining those ghosts, because that's such a cool concept. I remember watching it as a kid for the first time, and just like my mind was like racing, like thinking about like all the different ghosts that I just saw. So yeah, while I don't love the movie, I do think it's like really solid.
I love it, and I feel like they should do a streaming show and do, like, one episode or one season per ghost, and like do like a backstory or something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
really
That would
milk
be
it.
yeah, that would be really fucking
That's on
awesome. In
brand
my opinion.
for most shows nowadays, where they just
Right.
milk the hell out
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
I love that movie. All right, my number 3. You guys just talked about it. It's my favorite PG-13 horror movie of all time. It is The Ring. I mean, this movie is near and dear to my heart. I also prefer the American to the Japanese movie. I think it's probably one of my favorite looking movies of all time. I mean, it's shot so well. Gore Verbinski just really freaking killed it. And Naomi Watts, it's one of my favorite performances in a horror movie. I mean, she's my girl. Love her so much. That scream is amazing. Her and Aiden really hold down the fort. He's so creepy, but you also feel for him. It's just such a good dynamic because it's almost like they start as not having a good relationship by the end, like they have the mother-son relationship. It's so damn good. The ending shocking. I remember being in the theater when she comes out of the TV, everyone was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" I love just the well sequence. I love everything about it. I actually appreciate the slow burn because it is, for the most part, Rachel just investigating, her niece's death and just the slow build up. And I love me a good slow burn. And you just have these weird, like, sliced up scenes in between. Then you like build up to the Brian Cox like suicide of it all, which is insane. And then I love how you think it's a happy ending where she sets her soul free, and then her son's like, "Why did you do that? What did you do?" She never sleeps. I'm like, what? I just remember my jaw dropped with that reveal, and I'm just obsessed with it. I just think it does everything the Japanese original did, but it just amplifies it, and it kind of just has way more style than that one. So it's so unique compared to the 8,000 other Japanese horror remakes that became after this because it was so successful. So yeah, it's my favorite PG-13 horror movie, and it's one of the best remakes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like I could see why like you're so obsessed with it. Like I'm personally
Oh,
not, but it's so moody in like its tone
mm,
and like aesthetic that I could see someone like you and just like getting lost in that
yeah.
film. And
Oh, I
it's like
was.
such a it's such a good rewatch for you. So that's great. Okay, yeah, I knew it was gonna be at least top
Yeah,
3. So
yeah.
I was
It's
looking
up
for
there.
your reaction when I was bringing it up in my honorable mentions because I knew you're like it was hurting you inside.
Come
But yeah,
on.
yeah. Okay, great. Number 3 for me is going to be a film we've talked about already. It's going to be Dawn of the Dead,
Oh,
2004's
great.
Dawn of the Dead.
So I was number 5, you're number 3, okay.
Yeah, Zack Snyder. I mean, my top 3, my top 4 really, but especially my top 3 are like all interchangeable. I mean, these are all masterpieces in my mind. This film is I remember seeing this as a kid for the first time. Like this was one of the first this was like really when I was getting into zombie films. I was
Mhm.
like, early teens, like 12, 13 years old, I think, when I first watched this. And I had seen zombie films before, but it was the genre was so cluttered with so many of them. I had an older brother that would show me them. I'd be like, oh yeah, zombies are cool. And then I watched this movie and I was like, okay,
Yep.
this is like my movie. Like my older brother had like the oldies, I would call them, but like this was a movie for me, like built for me. The cast is incredible. The reason it's incredible is because they have so much chemistry together. I mean, you're stuck in this mall with this big cast, and they all work and play off each other so well. Nobody shines or hogs the spotlight. I think this is a brilliantly directed movie. Say what you want about Zack Snyder. I agree with you, Ann. I think this is Zack Snyder at his best. I personally love Watchmen too. They're kind of both
Oh, yeah,
masterpieces
me
for
too,
me,
yeah.
but this one especially is just so good. It's balls to the wall, like you said, from the very get go. And the first few times I watched this film, I was like hoping for a different ending. I was like rooting for these characters so much. And yeah, this is it. This is like the pinnacle of zombie films for me. You talk about 28 Days Later is up there. Like Dawn of the Dead remake is up there for me. Just for the nostalgia it brings and just the closeness I have with this film and how often I watched it as a kid. It's I always like I said, I always said it was my zombie movie. Like I finally found my movie. This
Yeah.
and then 28 Days, but this one in particular was just so good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so top 2 now. So this one, I I love the original, don't get me wrong, but this one I love the remake as well, and that is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yes.
with Jessica Biel. This
Nice.
one I watched it in theaters. I had a fun time with it. I wish that Jessica Biel was in more horror movies.
Oh,
I know.
But this one is
love
just
her.
a solid remake. I know I don't get me wrong, I love the original. You cannot take away the original, but this one for remakes and just for such a classic, I think they did a great job. I know that we had later Texas on like Netflix that just released like a couple years ago. It was all right. I don't love it as much as I love this remake. So it's definitely this one and how and 13 Ghosts were like back and forth because I have
Oh
a
yeah.
soft spot for 13 Ghosts, but I love this remake. This is one that it's like up there with me for the original. So I love this remake.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, I love my top two so much, and they fight each other. But my number two is kind of not the first remake, but it's what really kicked off the 2000s slasher and 2000s remake phase, and it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. This is one where I actually had to like buy a couple new DVDs because I watched this on repeat. I also remember seeing Freddy vs. Jason in theaters in the summer, and they showed the trailer. I'm like, oh, this is also one of my favorite trailers of all time. And I made my parents take me to see this opening night in October of 2003 when it came out, and I'm like, this is next level. Again, much like you, I love the OG so much for what it did for the genre and it's just for cinema in general. But I'm a 90s kid and I'm nostalgic for the 2003 movie. So I prefer this one slightly. Actually, recently, the OG's been fighting back at this one for top spot, but I do think I still prefer the 2003. Just the original just feels so mean and like you feel the sweat in the
Mhm.
OG. Like you feel the nastiness. This one, it's a little more Hollywood, but it doesn't take away from the meanness of Leatherface. I think Leatherface in this one is hands down scarier than the OG. He is terrifying. He scared me. Jessica Biel, she was in my top 10 favorite final girls. Her as Erin is a badass. Love seeing her run around that white tank top and fighting Leatherface and kicking ass. She's amazing. I just think that this is what it's all about when it comes to remakes. You take what the OG did and you just do a slight different spin and you just do your thing and you just go balls to the wall and you make a scary slasher movie. And the family is so fucked up. Arlie Ermy, he's such an asshole. You hate him. You feel bad. Like everyone's they do stupid things, but you feel bad when each of them go. I really get heartbroken when Aaron has to kill. I can't remember the blonde guy's name, but when he's like begging her to just take him out because he's been through so much torture, she's like, please just finish it. That always broke my heart. It's just such a good fucking movie. And it was my number one forever until like a few years after this one, but it's just everything I want in a movie. And I still, every time I watch it, I'm just in awe of how good it is. And again, like you said, please, Jessica Biel, please do more horror and come back because you're my girl in this movie. And it's amazing. Leatherface is terrifying in this movie. I got the tattoo of him in the remake over the OG because of how much, he scared me in this OG. So I love this remake so much.
Yeah, it's so scary. So
It
scary.
means everything to me.
Well, guys, we have a trifecta because my number two is Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well.
All
So
right.
we're right on the same page. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, talk about balls to the wall, freaking scary, disgusting remake. I remember we got the DVD to this, and I don't know if you had this, Ann. I'm sure you did, but it had like all the. This was back in the day when DVDs actually like came with stuff, and it like
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like it was like a collector's item. So it
Mhm.
came with like crime scene images, like little like cards
Mhm.
that came in the box.
Yep.
And my
Yep.
older brother, I was like, I don't know, 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, convinced me that this was like a true story, like in real life, and that these photos were real. So I was so freaking terrified of this film for so long until I realized that he was full of shit. But yeah, this movie rips. We've talked about it in the past, and we talked about Jessica Biel as Erin, one of our favorite final girls. Some of the set pieces, I love. One of my favorite chase scenes, we talked about chase scenes in the past in our podcast,
Mhm.
is that when they get to the meat locker scene where she's going through the meat and then she hides in the locker. I mean, it's so scary. And I'm still terrified. Like when I go to a haunted walkthrough and I hear a chainsaw, I'm like, fuck
I
no,
know.
I'm getting the
I
fuck
know.
out. So I'm still terrified of chainsaws. And yeah, this is like Remakes at its best. At its best. And number 2, I'm sure same with you guys, no fault of its own. It's just not number 1, but it could be number 1 for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I agree 100%. It's so damn good.
All right. And without further ado, drum roll please, let's get to our number 1 horror remakes of all time. Oriana, what is your
All
number
right.
1?
Well, this one is has already been said for you both, but it is Dawn of the Dead. I
Nice.
love
Oh,
the
yeah.
soundtrack. I love the opening. I love the fact that they're all stuck in the mall. I love the pregnant woman giving birth to a zombie
Mhm.
baby. It's just gritty. It's got that 2000s feel. And if 28 Days Later didn't exist, it would be up there for my top favorite zombie films. It's just so good, and I think it's one of the best remakes that, especially for a zombie remake. And I love it. All aspects of it, hands down. I'm obsessed. So
Masterpiece.
I
it's
love it. It really is. It's one of my favorite zombie movies.
and Down
Awesome.
with
I
the
love it.
Sickness. I can't help
I
it.
know when
I
they
can't help
intertwined
it
it.
associate that scene with
Yeah.
that. Like every single time I hear it, I just think of Dawn of the Dead. I'm like,
I couldn't agree. Every time it comes on, I just instant flashes to the end of this movie. Every single time. And it makes me so happy.
yeah,
All right, that's an amazing
that was
number 1. All right,
hard.
it goes hard. I love it. All right, my number 1 goes really hard, and it's always gonna be my favorite remake. I can't help it. It is The Hills Have Eyes from 2006. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, and I love me a fucked up movie. I love me a fucked up. You know what it is? It's that the first half is so mean and fucked up, but then you have again at the end when what's his face finally steps up and he finally becomes because at the beginning you're like, dude, fucking stop being a bitch. Do something. And then when he's literally forced to go after his baby because everyone else is dead, his wife's dead, his mother-in-law and father-in-law dead. He has the other two, his like brother and sister-in-law that are alive, but he just is forced to become a man and like fight to get his kid back. It's just so badass what he ends up becoming, like when someone's under so much pressure. And I just remember this came out in 2006, so it was like a couple years before I was like going to see these by myself. My mom was, I was like the nerd who's like, you got to buy a ticket, like, because I want the movie to make money. So like my mom, like, I'll go see this one with you. And I think after the camper scene, when like some bad stuff happens, she's like, should we be watching this? And I'm like, that's how you know this is a fucking amazing horror movie because it's so messed. That camper scene, like, I don't blame people who like can't finish the movie after that sequence because it's really mean. Again, you have bad, sexual abuse, and then you have just the whole family. Like when the mom, yeah, Vanessa Shaw from Hocus Pocus is in this. You have you have friggin' Buffalo Bill in this. Ted Levine is the dad. I mean, this is iconic stuff happening in this movie. But when Vanessa Shaw goes to save her sister, fight to save her sister, and then protect her baby, and then just gets taken out in front of her sister and her baby, it's like, ooh, this is nasty work. This is nasty horror that is very mean. And then the mom walks in and she gets killed. It's just like nonstop. Like this is bad shenanigans. And while the dad's burning alive, I'm like, what are we watching? I love it. This is fucked up. I love it. But I just like how it mixes the blend of mean, very mean, dark, disturbing with the triumphant, let's take them all out at the end. And that to me is a good blend. So it's not like all doom and gloom, but it's also like, yeah, Alexander Otto's going to go there. He's not going to apologize for it. So while Wes Craven's original, I think, set the stage and gave him the story, he just took it and did what Wes Craven couldn't do back in the day and go full force, and he went full force with it. And again, that to me is like a mission statement on what a remake should do. So this will always be top dog for me. It's mean, but it's also fun at the end. And it's again, you have your fist bump moments when he goes in and kills everyone at the end, and I love it so much. I love that Beast gets his revenge for killing my girl dog Beauty. I hate when dogs die in movies, but Beast is a badass at the end of this movie too, the dog. So I don't know. I'm obsessed with this one. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so fucked up and I love it. And I love showing people it because they're like, why are you making me watch this? It's so messed up. I'm like, yeah, it is. Keep watching.
This movie, it does not pull any punches. So by the time you get to the end of it, you are kind of pumping your fist because you're really happy that the characters make it out. Yeah, Beast is the MVP. I was ready for Beast to like pick up a gun himself and like walk on his hind legs and like start shooting him down because he was like the smartest one in the whole movie, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. When the guy finally like summons the strength to like start fighting back, it's awesome. So yeah, I knew it was gonna be number one for you. I mean, you wear your heart on your sleeve with that movie, so that was no surprise. Good. Okay, number one for me. It shouldn't be any surprise to really anyone that knows me. It is my boy Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
2009. Okay. I don't know why people hate on this film. It is the ultimate remake / love letter, like you said, Anthony, to the originals, especially the first 4 movies. But it has a little bit of nods to some of the later sequels as well. I remember seeing this in theaters in 2009. Opening weekend, and seeing that opening sequence with the first group of kids and then seeing the way that they go out, I was just like, and then like, you know, you get the fucking cut to black and I'm sitting there like, oh, we're in for a fucking treat here. Like, this is going to be awesome. And yeah, like you said, everything you said, Ant, with Derek Mears, he is arguably my favorite version of Jason, just that kind of survivalist type, but super mean and also scary. He kind of blends that like bestial version of the later Jasons with like the more toned down version. Again, it's like a perfect middle ground. And I feel like that's what this movie is like a perfect middle ground. It's got the humor. It's got the larger than life characters. Trent, who's played by Travis Van Winkle, is like so hilarious. You hate him. You love to hate him though. Exactly. When he finally dies, it's just like so fun. I do think that I'm gonna pull like a Nightmare on Elm Street. I do think they should have changed the outcome a little bit. I
agree.
And I think my girl Jenna should have made it out. But I understand the connection with Whitney and Clay, her brother, Jared Padalecki, is awesome in this film. And yeah, this film is just amazing. It's right at the top. I actually like it better than the original Friday the 13th. Oh. I love the original Friday the 13th. I think that one gets a lot of flack too. In terms of like OG slashers, I think that one slept on. So I love that one, but I think this one is better, and it's near the top for me. I think it's number 2 in my rankings of the whole franchise. So yeah, this movie is so fun. It's the most rewatchable on my list. I've rewatched it the most, which is really saying something because I rewatch a lot of these movies so much, and yeah, I love it. I just love it. It's so great. It's so fun.
How have we not had a Friday the 13th movie since 2009? It's insanity.
Don't get me started. I know. Well, we know how. I mean, all the legal shit.
I know.
It's
money.
Like,
money.
Like,
money.
It's so frustrating because it like out of all the slashers, it's probably the easiest one to write.
And that one was
like,
so good to
one,
like.
You know?
They could have done a sequel of that one. And it would have been
sucks.
Awesome.
We'll never get.
We'll have it back one day, but never a sequel to that one, which pisses me off a little bit.
That's what I know. Yeah. Agreed. Okay, guys, we made it. We got through it. Congratulations. Take a deep breath.
We did it.
Sigh of relief.
I like all of our lists. We had a lot of overlap, but a lot of like differences too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, just to recap, why don't we each run down our list? I'll start it off. So number 10 was House of Wax, released in 2005. My number 9 was The Hills Have Eyes from 2006. My number 8 was 2006 Black Christmas. My number 7 was Evil Dead 2013. My number 6 was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. My number 5 was The Crazies, released in 2010. And my number 4, Nosferatu, released in 2024. And my top 3, number 3 was Dawn of the Dead, released in 2004. My number 2 was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, released in 2003. And my number 1, Friday the 13th, 2000.
All right, I'll go next. My number 10 was Friday the 13th. My number 9 was The Crazies. My number 8 was The Last House on the Left. My number 7 was House on Haunted Hill. My number 6, Black Christmas. Number 5, Dawn of the Dead. Number 4, House of Wax. Number 3, The Ring. Number 2, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 1, The Hills Have Eyes.
Okay, so my number 10 was House on Haunted Hill. Number 9 was Carrie. Number 8, I believe, was Crazies, because I think I switched one. Number 7, Nosferatu. Number 6 was... Did I not say number? I don't remember what my number 6 was because I
I'm trying to
Martin
remember
Miss Martin.
too.
And then number 5, Rob Zombie. Number 4, House of Wax. Number 3, Texas. Number 3, that's where it was. Number 3 was 13 Ghosts. Number 2 was Texas. And number 1 was Dawn of the Dead.
Oh yeah, I
Because
love
that's
that.
where
Dawn
I
of
was
the Dead
like,
got some love.
13 Ghosts was real fight in Texas, but I was like, I can't put it above Texas.
I love how we all had Texas and number 2. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
It's just
It was
so
my
good.
number 1 until even recently, not even when Friday the 13th first came out. It's been my number 1 for a long time, and then like over the last couple of years, I realized, you know what, I watched Friday the 13th a lot more than I do Texas. So yeah, I had to put that number 1.
I feel like I had the same thing where like Texas was number 1 forever. Then I realized I'm like, wait, Hills Have Eyes did is just
but it's
fucking next
no
level.
fault of yeah. I mean,
No,
that's
it's not.
definitely-
I mean, they're both hand in hand. Yeah.
I know. Okay, great list, guys. That was really fun. We will post, I guess, a poll on this. We'll post if you guys.
I will for sure.
Yeah, I guess like who agrees with whose list more. We'll do a poll like that.
Yeah, I will do that for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got you.
Follow us on social media at Never Split Up Pod on Twitter or X and Instagram. We're on TikTok, so follow all that good stuff. Oriana, before you go, why don't you shout out your channels?
Yeah, I can be found on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Oriana Nichelle. Letterbox is Horror Catacombs. That's where I make all my lists of weekly horror movies and just random lists that I decide I want to make a list about this. So yeah, go follow me over there.
Awesome. And officially welcome aboard to the Never Split Up
thank
Pod
you
family.
for accepting.
We will see you guys next time. We'll see you in November. We don't know what we're covering yet, but we'll see you then. So until then,
Happy
Halloween, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.